Yo, what's up guys? BJ the Brave here. I'm bringing you an Ultramarine deck guide today, and you know what? I looked at the meta report, you've probably all seen it, and yeah, Varro Tigurius had an 18% win rate. Guys, I think that's the lowest win rate we've ever seen of any Warlord ever since we've had meta reports from Everguild. Let me know, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it's certainly like one of the lowest, and it's certainly the lowest I remember. So do you know what? I figured let's take this 18% Warlord on the ladder and let's see, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can come up with a deck. And guys, we've been making people quit. We've been making people quit with 18% win rate, Varro Tigurius. So this is kind of a, yeah, this is just funny. I'm going to play Varro this season. Why not? So let's jump into the deck and have a look. Well, let's just remind you quickly. Varro's the most flexible in terms of the Ultramarine Warlords, right? His ability is very flexible. It allows us to do a lot of cool things, especially when we're messing about with things like Tactical Insight and trying to re-trigger codexes. Okay, so you've got things like Master of Arcana now only costs 1. I really like this change. And then it allows us to go, do we want damage from Smite? Do we want draw a stratagem? Or do we want for 2 energy to play a shield? So for example, you can use the 1-drop to choose a card, then you can use something like Tactical Insight, triggers Codex, puts you back up to 2 energy, and if you selected Might of Heroes, you can then play that to put a shield on something, and then that will give you another Codex trigger. So Varro's just very, very flexible. In the early game, you want to be kind of drawing with him usually, or using the removal on troops, or to disrupt faith and things like that. Anyway, let's jump into the deck. We got Double Over Moment. I'm really loving this card at the minute with Ultramarines. It's taken me a while to kind of come round to figuring this out, but I think this card's just very good. Like, honestly, guys, there's a lot of scenarios where just putting 2 health on something is kind of like a trick in the trade. It's kind of worth it, right? Like, it forces them to do something extra, and it only costs you 1. So if it's forcing them to spend, they're gonna have to spend at least 1, if not more. So I feel like Over Moment is actually a good card. Tactical Insight. Nothing else needs saying about this. Obviously, we're looking to re-trigger our codexes primarily with it, and then you've got things like Humanity Shield in here. We've got the double Reavers for removals, the double Outriders for removals, but don't forget these are vehicles, because there is some vehicle synergy in this as well. We got the double Inceptors for removals. We've then got the Techmarine, because again we're going to have some nice vehicle plays. We've got Kronos for the same reason. Honor Guard, because we had this was the last card I put in, and I do think it's good. I think it's a really solid 4-drop, and there are what I like with the Honor Guard is, like, when you've got another unit down that your opponent wants to remove, and then you stick the Honor Guard down, and then they're like, what do I do? They can't get to the unit that they want to kill. So I do think the Vanguard's good. I would run 2 of them, but I just don't know what I would drop from this list, to be honest, because we do run 1 copy of the Eradicator. Things like Lucius don't really run armored units, so this card's a little bit less useful there, but obviously it's very good against the Tau now, where they have lots of armored units. And it's always been good against, things like Dark Angels and Chaos and stuff like that. So I still like having 1 Eradicator, 1 Honor Guard, but if you wanted to go 2 and 2 of either way, I don't think it would affect the deck too badly. Double Land Speed, I think this is a really good 4-drop now. It's a flyer. It's a problem for a lot of units. It's especially a problem for Lucius, so this card's really good. Sometimes where it's a problem, a good target, even for things like Over Moment. Obviously, Over Moment doesn't work because it's already got Strike, draw a card, so giving it Strike, draw a card to trigger its Codex ability doesn't really do anything, but it's the +2 health. We've talked about the Eradicator. We've got double Inspired Retribution, because we will play more patiently with this deck, because we've got a little bit of late game, and so if our opponent wants to hit us with some big bombs, then we're prepared with the Retribution. And of course, things like Varro's power to be able to draw, not that one, where's it gone? That one, Draw a Stratagem, means that all these strats were much more likely to get to play than we are with any of the other Warlords, so that's one of the advantages of Varro. Then what we got is, in the 5-drops, we've just got the Impulsor. That's all I've gone for. It's a nice Codex trigger. It's not a great unit, but it's okay. And obviously, if you do Codex off, especially with things like Tactical Insight, then you can get some pretty insane value out of it. In the 6-drops, we've got all flyers, guys. So the Inceptor Sergeant giving us that flank and removal. And again, flyers, just a real problem for Lucius. Similar with the Hailstorm, Strike, another fly up and giving us AoE. Some nice options there to you know, to use things like tactical insight to double up on that if we need the AoE. And then we've got Gadriel, and the main reason is we run double Storm Talon, and he's kind of like I'm getting a bit used to this card. It kind of feels a bit like another Storm Talon, really. But obviously, you can spread the damage out a little bit more. So, yeah, that's what we've got in the 7 slots. And again, they're all flyers. So notice the heavy fly theme here. Then we've got a single copy of Assault Doctrine. It's a really nice finisher. It's also great with Varro because once you put this on, you can just start putting shields on and hitting with face, and it's just really powerful, right? Really powerful. So we do run a single copy of that, and then we run Sicarius. If you wanted to, if you don't own Sicarius, you could run another Doctrine, but I feel like one's enough. And Sicarius actually is pretty good in this deck because obviously some decks are just going to have an answer for it, but you know, it's quite a beefy unit. Things like Lucius, they're going to be hitting with melee damage, so they're going to be trading into 10. If they don't finish it off, it can heal, and it's a really nice target for Oath of Moment again, because suddenly that becomes like 12, and also when you attack, you actually then heal, and then you'll heal again when you Codex, so you can just keep this guy's health really high. Like, it's not going to work in every single matchup, but some matchups that just dropping this guy can be enough for the win. So yeah, that is the deck, guys. What we're looking for in the early game, because we have a balanced curve, I think I mulligan pretty hard for early game units. I usually take the High Factory as the defense card, but if you have got the Tech Marine in hand and you're going to kind of start with him in hand, then I sometimes take the Light Cover, because Light Cover is really only worth it with this infantry deck, I think, this infantry unit, but it's a very good target for Light Cover. Otherwise, I pretty much always take High Factory and really mulligan hard for those early removals, the Outriders, the Reavers, the Inceptors, and generally, if we can have at least one of those, then keeping like a Land Speeder or an Honor Guard is good as well. I generally don't keep anything beyond that. Unless it's a matchup where you kind of know that Assault Doctrine is going to be your main win con. Like if you drew that going second and that was a matchup, you might keep it. So that's pretty much the deck, guys. Let's jump into a few games now and show you this deck in action. Alright, 18% win rate. Varro, let's go. So we're going to keep the Inceptor, the Tech Marine, and the Impulsor. And we're going to make him suffer, right? We're going to make him suffer with a Cacophonic Surge, giving him -1 melee damage. If you like this, guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up below. We hit the Master of Arcana, and we draw... What do we draw? A Scryer's Gaze, yeah. So we just want to draw at this point. Our opponent drops a Tormentor straight off the bat, immediately putting the pressure on us. And of course, if we hit that with our Warlord, he's going to deal 3 damage. So we kind of got to figure this out. So what we do is instead, because we use the Chthonic, we use the offense card to our favor there, right? Because it put this guy down to 1, so we could deal 1 damage to him and then finish him with our, and therefore we didn't trigger the ecstasy thing. So there we go. Okay, so now we've got this awkward thing with this guy's health. You've got to remember this guy heals when he with his ecstasy ability, right? When he goes down to 2, he heals. So what we actually do is we take Smite here. And then we melee damage, and we don't take any damage back. Okay, so he's got another one. And this time, we do want to develop our board, so we can't do what we could do what we just did last turn, but the problem is we wouldn't really have a good play to go along with it, and it'd be a waste of 5 energy. So we are going to trade our 3-drop in here, and yeah. Because I feel like that leaves us with, obviously, a much stronger board. Now, I am expecting a flanker here, but no, he actually has the Terminator. So the Terminator comes down, and we are going to respond to that with another Impulsor. And we're going to slam the Oath of Moment on our other Rhino, and or Impulsor, as we call it in the game. And when he attacks, that's going to drop another body. And then everything's just going to attack the range damage. Alrighty. Alright, sorry guys, I'm just messing about a little bit with my camera. And yeah, so basically we are seriously getting value now out of the Tech Marine. I mean, obviously this doesn't happen often, but this shows what you can do, the combo. I really love the Tech Marine comboing out with the vehicles. I think the key with Ultramarines now at the minute is not to try and go too all in on vehicles. I think people, they look at the vehicle units and then they just kind of like put everything to do with vehicles in the deck, and it's not actually the most powerful way to play it. It's much better to take units that are just good and then weave nice vehicle synergies into it, and that's kind of what this deck and my last Calgar deck did as well. So yeah, we just put some damage on and we're going to Tactical Insight and we're going to get the buff again from this guy on the 3. That's all we're playing for here. I mean, let's be honest, guys. We're just showing off at this point, right? It's, look at these units. I mean, fair play to our opponent. He hasn't quit. He hasn't quit. That's the question in this video. Can we make haters quit? Facing up to the 18% win rate Warlord, and he's still going. And there's that Inspired Retribution just for kind of good measure. And yeah, I mean, this game is all over by the shooting. All over bar the shooting. And I guess what I'm trying to do here, I'm probably thinking, have we got any missions around Codex and all of that sort of stuff? And also, just how beefy can I make the board against a non-bot? Yeah, we actually produce a pretty ridiculous board. I think we get +5 on these, is that right? +5 armor, let's go, boys, let's go. Good luck taking those bad boys down. All right, well played, and well played to our opponent. Well done for not quitting. Next up, we got Magus. Just keeping the land speeder there, as per the Mulligan advice. Nice, good to find the flanker, that's what we want, an early flanker. And here we go. So we're just going to draw. Pretty standard stuff, just drawing in the first turn. Get some spells in hand. Ooh, we got some ambush units. Alrighty. So we're going to drop the Outrider. Let's go. Boom! Down goes ambush. Okay, this is a little bit of a tricky turn because obviously we've got a nice trade on this guy, but we don't know what this is. We know it's a 2-drop, so it's either got the 3 health and the 3 range, or it's the bomb. And we just said, you know what? If it's the bomb, we don't really care. And if it's the 3-drop, yes, you can trade, but you'll take 4 damage to face. And it was the bomb, so okay. He uses bore through to get rid, but on 4 energy, using bore through, we'll take that all day. Because we've still got initiative on the board, right? And that's what you want to do with this deck. You want to keep playing the tempo. You want to keep putting that pressure on the board. And not just mindlessly face bash with Varro, because you'll end up dangerously low health by like E6, E7. So down comes the Honor Guard. Just a nice proactive drop, just keeping us in the game. Okay, he's actually going to use his Familiar here. Nice. Yeah, this is a good combo. There's a few ways we can play this turn, but if you look at what we want to do turn 7 and 8 and 9, we've got the Storm Talon, we've got the Assault Doctrine, we've got Sicarius. So you kind of need to think a little bit ahead and plan out your codexes. And so what we decide to do is just drop both 3 drops here. You know, we're not being as greedy as we were with our Tech Marine in the last game, but what we're saying to him is, you better deal with this, right? Because if he doesn't deal with this next turn, we've got Storm Talon, and the Codex Carnival is going to begin. So what has he got? He has indeed got a flanker. And he is going to prioritize that Tech Marine and get rid of it. Now, we have got a problem. We're hoping that he doesn't get poison supplies, and he does. That's probably the worst one for us, that or the cultist. But unfortunately, we can't afford to play it. If you look at the hand here, this is a turn where there's no way we're just playing like a Primus Reaver with that. So we just drop the Storm Talon with a nice clear on this, and we just accept the fact that we are going to take the damage. And it's partly why I don't attack here with this, because it still has 3 health, so it's still a problem for Magus to deal with. He's going to have to put some resources in. He can't just use his Warlord. Okay, so he stuns the Storm Talon, but with Codex, we're not too worried about that because we can still get some value from that card. And down comes another poison supplies. What are we going to do? Because obviously this is one of those turns where we're like, well, we could clear the poison supplies, but we don't have a lot. So I think what we should do here is Assault Doctrine for sure. And I actually think we should use the Flyer to clear the flanker. But what I do is, I think by accident, I make the wrong choice here. So we should have definitely done this the other way around. We'd have done more damage to face, and we'd taken less damage back. So that was a bit of a misplay, but hey-ho. But I think, guys, our opponent has had enough. We're making haters quit with this deck. Let's go. Alright, if you're enjoying this so far, hit that thumbs up down below. Next up, we've got Asmodai. Can we make Asmodai quit? Let's go. 18% win rate. Varro Tigurius. We're just going to keep both the 4-drops here, and we find an Inspired Retribution. So let's just whiz through the first couple of turns. We're going to draw, and we get the Oath of Moment. Our opponent is doing Grim Effigy and Master of Repentance. Okay. Just wants to get Secret in deck early. Draw the Tactical Insight. We are just going to play out the 3-drop as a nice proactive flyer. He is going to have to play a flanker to trade in, but our guy trades okay with that anyway, so we're not worried about that. And it does mean that we still have initiative, so we can drop either the Speeder or the Honor Guard here. And doing this either way around is actually okay, but I decide to go with the Speeder. Okay, so he's running a chaplain, digging for secrets. So guys, here's an example that we talked about in the deck tech at the beginning of the video. Go back and watch. But we played the Honor Guard, and we can just use... There's lots of ways things we could do here, but we're just going to use the Oath of Moment and just stick it on this guy because... you know, keeping his health high for 1 energy is worth it. It means that Asmodai can't just use the 1 energy ping to clear this now. And obviously we've got a blocker from any sort of flanking units. So let's see what he's got. Okay, so he uses the Grim Resolve. But look at that, guys. He's used 3 out of his 5 energy to clear that. And now it's just awkward. Like, what has he got? Has he actually got a unit? He has got a unit. And again, he's really going all in on the secrets here. He's playing for secrets to help win him this game because he's losing a sort of like tempo war at the minute. So we're going to drop a Big Daddy 6-drop and just clear the bike and just start putting pressure on Asmodai because obviously we don't want to be dragging this game out so late that we get secreted to death, right? So we start putting on a little bit of pressure on face. And now we have the Librarian coming down and the Apothecary to heal. But we actually have a lovely turn here, guys, with the Storm Talon, right? So what we can do is we can use the Inceptor Sergeant to... He does clear the Honor Guard. So we use this Inceptor Sergeant to clear his healer, first of all. We melee attack with Uriel to get rid of the shield. And then we know we've got a guarantee kill with the Storm Talon coming down and dropping that 3-drop at 3 damage. Boom, clearing out the Librarian. Really nice turn for us there. Here comes the Outrider. And the Tech Marine. And now what we do, look, we use the Master Arcana, we get Might of Heroes, because we want to use the Tactical Insight. And then what we're going to get is a double heal from the Tech Marine here with the double armor onto 2 units, right? So we're going to take that attack now, because this guy's a flanker, he can't hit face anyway. And now what we're going to do is put the shield on this guy so that when he attacks, he doesn't go down to 1, and again, put him in ping range of Asmodai. And look at that, guys. Healed up with 2 units, double armor. Let's go. Making people quit. Are we going to make him quit? What you got, Asmodai? What have you got? Oh, he's still got... Credit to our opponent. He's playing on. He sees what he hits. Master of Repentance to face. Okay. That ain't it. That ain't it, brother. That ain't it. Fall back indeed. Making haters quit with our 18% win rate. Varro Tigurius. Okay, looking to get revenge for his fallen battle brother, Azarael steps up to the plate. Can we make Azarael quit? We are going to keep the Primus Inceptor here for sure. Now, the Eradicator could be good. There are quite a few units that come with armor, so that might come into play, but probably not something we want to play on for. That's the only issue here. So, obviously, pretty standard opening. We're just going to draw. And we find Inspired Retribution. He plays a Taman down on his first turn, which is always the best start for Azarael. So, off to a good start for our opponent. We are going to drop the Inceptor and keep up with the tempo. Just like the last game, this trades nicely into the Black Knight. Now, is he actually going to attack here? No, he isn't. Okay. Azarael agendas. We're just going to basically plonk down the Honor Guard. Now, if he uses a flanker, which it looks like he might, the idea here is that our Varro could trade with this guy to kill him. But our opponent's quite clever here, because what he does, he attacks with Azarael and then uses the Taman and then doesn't attack with the flanker. So again, giving us that problem of not being able to deal with the 3 health. So what we're actually going to do here is we're going to smite our way to victory. And take out the Black Knight with a smite. Oh, we got lucky there and hit with 3. Obviously, we had our Warlord to finish it off if that wasn't the case. And we actually I thought long and hard about dropping the Tech Marine there, but I actually decided not to play it there. So we are sacrificing some tempo and being proactive. We're going to play Master of Arcana, and we're going to draw a card. And we get our Tactical Insight. So now in comes his Flanker. And this allows him to trade with our guy. But again, we trade nicely back with him. I don't mind that so much. And then he's going to go defensive and again start stacking up, looking for some secrets. And he's also going to play a Taman as well. So I think up to this stage, I think Azrael's playing very well, to be honest. He's doing good, but he is down to two cards. So what we're going to do here is we're going to drop the Storm Talon. Obviously, there's a 50-50 that we get the stealth unit. So, you know, we got lucky. We got lucky. If it hit the other one, though, we would have just traded there and cleared that as well. So it was kind of like a win-win no matter what we did. And he uses the flanker, but again, we trade back nicely into the flankers. It's one of the good things with this deck, because we've got a lot of flyers. Our opponent's flankers have to be ranged, first of all, so Lucius's flankers aren't very good. And then, even when they are ranged, they're going to trade. We're going to trade well with those flankers because we actually have really high range attack. Now, we're going to play the Assault Doctrine on Varro. Our opponent goes Supreme Grandmaster. He's going to play a 1-drop. It looks like his hand's a little bit low, but do you know what he says? I can't deal with that. Making haters quit. So there we go, guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think this deck's pretty good. You know, certainly going to be getting more than an 18% win rate with this Varro deck. So, you know, if you're a maybe new to the game or new to Ultramarines, you're not going to have like all the legendary warlords and stuff. And the nice thing with Varro is he's an epic. You can get him pretty quickly. And yeah, this deck is pretty good. Like I mean, I honestly feel like the curve's really nice with the deck, as we talked about that ability to kind of negate a lot of melee flankers with the amount of flyers that we've got. I feel like it's in a good spot in the meta, so let me know what you think down below in the comments. And guys, let me just say quickly, we should have a balance patch out soon, so I'll bring you that shortly. But I'm also going to be stepping into the game of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, which is a new card game coming from Cygames. It's coming out on the 17th of June. I've made 2 videos about that on my channel, so all I'll say is if you're interested, very similar style to Warpforge and Hearthstone. It's in the same kind of family of TCGs. So if you want to go and check out, I've got kind of everything you need to know about the game, so go and check that out. And yeah, I hope you'll join me for that ride as well. Until the next time, guys, thanks for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.